right, if you play in a fantasy basketball head-to-head league, the playoff schedule is one of the most important things to think about, yet I think it's one of the things that people forget about, except for the astute, really hardcore people who play in your league. They're the ones that are plotting out that schedule from draft day all the way down to the end of the season. They're building injury projections around that. They're stacking their team with guys that play 4 games every week in the playoffs. So even a casual player can benefit from looking at that playoff schedule. So I took a look at weeks 20 through 24. That's a 5-week period. Almost all the playoffs are going to take place somewhere in that time frame. But each league is different, so check your schedule to make sure you know exactly how many games your guys are playing each week in your league. Now, this is a column that we did for ESPN Fantasy Basketball. It was the roundtable discussion about playoff schedules. My breakdown was there are 4 teams that play 19 games in that 5-week stretch. That's Houston, Memphis, Oklahoma City, and Philadelphia. Their schedules are elite. There are no 2-game weeks. They all play 4 times in 4 of those weeks and 3 games in 1 of those weeks. So Houston, Memphis, OKC, and Philly, those are the elite playoff schedules. Those are the teams you want guys off of for your team. Like, you want those guys to be on your team. There are, 5 teams that play 18 games in that 5-week span. They are the Brooklyn Nets, the Golden State Warriors, the Milwaukee Bucks, the Portland Trailblazers, and the Sacramento Kings. None of them have a 2-game week. I think most of those are 2 3-game weeks and 3 4-game weeks. Those are all butter. Brooklyn, Golden State, Milwaukee, Portland, Sacramento, along with those first 4 teams I mentioned, those are your best playoff team players to pursue between now and the end of the season. On the flip side of the coin, the Cleveland Cavaliers are the only team in the league that only has 15 games during those 5 weeks. Like, that schedule is pretty brutal. In fact, I have it somewhere around here. I had it. What happened to it? Cleveland, they go 2, 4, 3, 3, 3. So week 20 is a 2-game week. If your playoffs are not, if they don't count week 20, if they don't start till week 21, you might be okay. But Cleveland only has that 1 4-game week in week 21, so that's pretty rough. The rest are 3. So that's a pretty low number. And then there are several teams that play 16 games. Denver, Detroit, the Clippers, Minnesota, Phoenix, Toronto, and Utah. The Nuggets have 2 2-game weeks, which means your probable MVP, Nikola Jokic, has 2 2-game weeks during that 5-week stretch during the playoffs. That's pretty rough. And all but one of the 16-game teams have a 2-game week. The Raptors are the only ones that have mostly 3-game weeks. They don't have any 2s. So that pretty much sums it up. Go to ESPN and check out the full roundtable column that breaks down the NBA playoff schedule. It's a bunch of us breaking it down, and we really take a deep dive into it. So that's something to think about. Hopefully you wrote some notes down here and can go get some of those guys that play for Houston, Memphis, Oklahoma City, and Philadelphia for your playoffs.